This is Tim Kennedy. You're watching MMA Replay.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. What's up, everybody? This is Sagar, and this is the MMA Replay, episode number 4. And we are unfortunately still on a single hand, pushing to get those 5th and 6th episodes out of the way. They're coming soon, I promise. This week, I contemplated covering the UFC Fight Night card, however, I decided against it. Instead, I am covering the Strikeforce Diaz versus Daley card. Now, those few of you that probably watched my show are wondering why I am covering a Strikeforce card out of nowhere. And that's because I've never had the opportunity to interview a Strikeforce fighter. Now, this week, I have a special guest, and it is Tim Kennedy, Strikeforce middleweight, and he's going to give me his picks for Strikeforce Diaz versus Daley, and we're also going to talk to him about his win over Melvin Manhoef in the first round rear naked choke. And we're also going to ask him some hypothetical questions on people who we want to fight, hypothetically again. And all right, let's talk to Tim, and let's start the episode. Everybody, hi, I'm Sagar, and this is the MMA Replay, and today I'm here with Tim Kennedy from Strikeforce middleweight. How are you, Tim?
I'm doing real well, thanks.
How's everything going for you after your last fight? Obviously, you fought Melvin Manhoef, first round rear naked choke win over him. How you doing? How's everything since then?
I'm so happy. I'm back at a healthy weight. Weight cutting is always real hard for me, so I'm back to like 210, 215. I'm pretty happy. Getting to do a lot of strength training right now. I'm back in a gi doing jiu-jitsu stuff. Back to traditional Muay Thai. After my fights, I spend a lot of time really focusing on technical development. So, I could be happier. I'm getting to eat and just loving life.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but you said after that fight, you said you wanted to either fight Robbie Lawler or you wanted Jacare again. And you said you weren't really interested in a fight with Mayhem Miller again.
It's not one that I'm not interested in. It's I just want to keep moving forward towards the title. Robbie Lawler seems like the next best thing to Jacare in regards to how he stands in the world rankings. So if people don't think I'm ready to fight Jacare, then let me fight the next best guy, and that's Robbie. I think Jason and I would put on a great show, and that would be a fun fight. So that's one that I'd totally be for too.
And you were training with Jackson's for the last fight, am I right?
Yes.
So how's everything? I mean, I know I don't want to ask you to comment too much on it, but everything with the whole Rashad Evans versus John Jones kind of situation.
I was bummed that they're going to have to fight each other. I'm a fan of both of them, and they're both great training partners for me. I just love both those guys, and I just wish them success. I wish they could both have equal success at the same time. It's just hard to do because they're in the same weight class.
Now, one of my friends told me to ask you this. Between you and are you and Brian Stan friends?
Yes.
Okay, and just out of a curiosity, how would a fight with you and him go down?
Well, it'd be really awkward if people were watching because I have like a man crush on Brian. So, if I ever got past me trying to flirt with him and, hug on him and be like, oh, you're a Marine, such great uniforms. If I ever got past that, it would be one heck of a fight. We're both real physical type fighters. We're both in our face. His wrestling's gotten a lot better. So has his ground and his ability to stand back up. I think he hits harder than I do, and his footwork's better than mine. My head movement's just as good. My Muay Thai and clinch is better. So I think all around, it would just be an all-over fight, and it would be a great fight if we ever got past the trying to make out with each other phase.
Okay. So in other news, you're technically a UFC employee now. And how does that make you feel? I mean, did you ever, before you signed with Strikeforce, were you ever in like negotiations with the UFC, or how did that work out?
Every time I've been in an open contract, I've talked to them, and they've made great offers. I just chose to go with Strikeforce because they are a little bit more flexible with my military career, which is still really important to me. And I've been reassured that that's not going to change. I'll still be able to be in uniform very often, and simultaneously being able to train and fight full time. So I'm thrilled that we have such a huge fan base that's going to be introduced to the Strikeforce fighters, and having Zuffa support us, it's just really a win-win-win.
So from what I understand is that Strikeforce is going to fill out their contract with Showtime, and then after that the UFC I guess based on however they would like to do it, is going to negotiate contracts with fighters, and they're kind of going to merge. I'm assuming kind of like the whole Pride or WEC kind of thing. But so if you had to pick a fighter from the UFC currently that you would want to fight in the middleweight division, do you have any people that you want to fight?
Bisping would be very high on my list, but everybody's calling him out, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not calling out Bisping. I really have fun punching him in the face. Anderson Silva, I'm a huge Anderson fan. It would be an honor to fight a guy like that. I think style-wise, I would pose a lot of problems that he hasn't been able to answer. There's certain fighters that are able to shut him down. He squeaked by with,
Chael.
Chael Sonnen's a real good example of it. But, so I would love to fight him. It'd be a great fight.
I want to get to the Strikeforce Diaz versus Daley card. And the first fight on that card, in the main event, is Shinya Aoki versus Lyle Beerbaum. And who do you think for that fight is going to win and why?
Fancy Pants has such slick transitions between his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu. This last fight was so close and such a thrill to us cage side to watch. I think Lyle's be able to control him.
So you got Lyle Beerbaum for that.
Yep.
And the next fight on the card is Gegard Mousasi and Mike Kyle.
Man, that fight just screams fireworks. Mousasi's not going to be able to take Kyle down. Kyle is such a physical specimen for 205. He's 240 pounds walking around when he's off season. So, Mousasi bouncing between 185 and 205. This being his first real test back at 205. I think it's going to be very scary for Mousasi. I think Musasi's going to go to sleep.
Okay, and next fight on the card is Gilbert Melendez versus Kawajiri.
Oh, I'm so excited about this fight.
Me too.
I think Melendez. I think his boxing's better. I know his wrestling's better, and I know his jiu-jitsu's better. So I think playing the up and down game that he's able to play, where he's faking shots, coming up with big power shots to takedowns. I think that combination of things, and then subsequently being able to, once he gets the guy tired, being able to control him on the ground. Again, I think Melendez is going to walk away with this.
And the main event is Nick Diaz versus Paul Daley. So who do you have for that fight and why?
Well, if Paul makes weight, as long as Nick has all the tools to beat him, I think both on their feet. I know people are like, oh, we're talking about Paul Daley. I think both on their feet and in wrestling and in jiu-jitsu, Nick is more technical in all those ways. Of course, Paul has those knockout hands, but if Nick fights a smart fight, he's able to pick and choose his battles, scoring takedowns when he wants to. The fight's over. So you think
Nick Diaz for that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And now I want to ask you this question. If you could pick any fighter, any weight class, any generation, who would it be and why? To fight.
To fight.
Yes.
Mike Tyson in MMA in his prime.
Okay. That's a good choice. It's very you're unique. And that's everything. All right. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yep, bye.
Take care, man. That is episode 4. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.